All right, so Shari Franke is speaking out again. So, for those of you that don't know, Shari Franke is the oldest daughter of Ruby Franke and Kevin Franke of 8 Passengers, Connections, whatnot. And she's come out speaking about how hard it's been. And I wanted to touch on this because we talked about Kevin Franke's nephew that had spoke out about this and how he actually had said that, you know, Kevin Franke should be held accountable, probably behind bars. Ruby Franke definitely should be behind bars, and I don't know if she should be out again. What's interesting is to see this evolution with Shari Franke. It's strange. It's strange. I feel like there is a lawyer element going on here because do you remember that original post that she made? Hang on one second here, and I will.
Original what post? Lawyer? Are you talking about the arrest?
Okay, so the original post that there were two main ones that people were concerned with. Okay, so she was the one that put arrested finally, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what the next we heard was that Kevin was coming out saying, "Hey, why isn't Shari arrested for breaking in our house and taking a bunch of things?" Do you remember that? Where their house was broken into?
Yeah.
That was Shari. Well, she went in there and got all their electronics, computers, IDs, passports, phones, any electronics she could find, loaded them in her car, and took off. And then Kevin comes out saying, "Oh, it was a misunderstanding. She was actually just getting that for safety measures," which red flag. I feel like that's really, really strange. For one, I'm blown away, okay? I feel like that shows the level of unhealthy relationship that he would come out at all and be like, "Hey, why is she not arrested? Like that's your father and you want your daughter arrested for going in your house?" Weird, right?
Well,
Super
he's saying
weird.
she stole things.
Yeah, and the disconnect is, why are you not on the phone asking her? Why are you making a statement saying, "Why isn't Shari arrested?" That's weird. That's super strange that you have a father and a daughter, and instead of reaching out and finding out why she went in the house, he comes out and says, "Hey, why isn't she arrested?" Yeah, a normal relationship is you just call her. Why were you here? What's going on?
Yeah, for sure. Should
So
be your first step always.
Then you have, she comes out and says, "I know that there are many rumors circulating online about my family. While it is true, I am not in contact with my immediate family and don't support the extreme beliefs of Connections. Please remember that this is my real family. Despite good intentions, speculating, rumors, and gossip doesn't help us. I'd like to ask for privacy for me and my family as we work through this very difficult situation. Please know that many are working on this situation, and I hope one day that we can be whole again. Please respect my privacy as I work through my own healing as well." Okay, so next we see her with Kevin going to court. Weird, right?
Oh, that is weird.
That's what I'm saying. I think that is really strange. She hasn't been in connection with them this whole time. She went to school, and Ruby and Kevin essentially cut her off. You know, they literally stole her college fund from her account, and they talked about that. So that is confirmed.
What?
They had like 30 grand or 70 grand, something like that, in an account for her to go to college, and when she was leaving the house, they removed that.
What?
Yes.
That's horrible.
I agree. She cut off them.
I mean, because these kids worked. Like,
agreed.
They were on camera, like, every day.
I agree.
Like, they deserve something from that.
I agree. I agree. I think it is a disgusting situation, and that's why I keep going back to personally, there has to be lawyer involvement here.
Yeah.
There has to be lawyer involvement here.
Yeah.
But the next we see is her going on to, she goes on to a podcast, Into the Light, and talks about her experience in the family. And she talks about how her experience at school has changed it, how she was super judgmental when she first went to school. And she said that, you know, she'd be walking down the hall and see other students and stuff. And she remembered thinking like, oh my God, I can't believe, what are they wearing? They're going to hell because of that.
Oh, gosh.
For real. Literally, that's her own words out of her mouth.
Oh.
And then she started questioning things. And like, wait, so the God I believe in is forgiving and accepting and all these things, right? Then she talked about how she would go home and it would just drain the life out of her being at home with the judgment and expectations and all this stuff. And she started seeing the problems there and started realizing, whoa, the level of accountability and things that are being done at my own house is not okay. And that essentially created a division between them, and she had not been talking to them anymore, like connection cut, okay?
Yeah.
And then we see her with the arrest and everything. She goes and gets those things. Kevin says, hey, why aren't you arresting her? And then all of a sudden she's with Kevin at court.
I wonder why.
I agree. I wonder why. I agree. I wonder why. I agree. I think any money that was made from YouTube, man, they need to split it up even at best, honestly.
Yeah.
What they should do is 8 passengers, right? You split all the income up into 8. They were equal parts of this.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, is Kevin supporting Ruby at all? Has he said anything in support of her?
I mean, his lawyer has come out and said that he wants their family whole again.
Right. He wants their family whole again.
That's supporting her.
Yeah.
That is supporting her.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
Don't think she should ever be let out of prison. Me personally, I think this was too far. I think that anybody that is safe and a normal member of society would never, ever even come close to, with a 10-foot pole, anything that was going on in Jody's house. At her discretion too, you know, but it's interesting to see some of these other family members. And honestly, I feel like Shari was doing the right thing by getting away from them. It kind of sucks, in my opinion, to see her back with Kevin trying to like create some wholesome picture again, but you got to remember that's her mom. So there is a level of emotional connection and bond there that nobody will understand.
Yeah, that's true.
You know?
I wonder if they've been working on her, like Kevin and Ruby have been working on her.
That's what I wonder.
Tried to manipulate her or get her on their side.
That's what I wonder.
I don't know. You just don't know. Like,
are you really going to let your mom go away for life?
Yeah.
For her whole life?
Literally life. Yeah.
Because each of those charges can carry a 15-year sentence. 15 times 6, you're looking at like 100 years, right? Isn't that? So, what, 30, 30, and 30? So 90 years. 90 years.
Basically 100 years. That's a life sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. A life sentence. So I'm just curious, and I hope that's not what's going on here. I really hope so. I think that it is very eye-opening and shows a lot that she separated herself from that family because of the sickness we saw there. She went to school. It looked like her eyes started opening, and she started making progress, you know?
Yeah, she did.
And there's a more recent one that came out from her, and she has not spoken much. So, and this is depressing, but she says literally not even words to describe how upside down my life has become. I've cried, had an infinite number of panic attacks, had way too much ice cream, and yet life goes on.
Too much ice
Therapy
cream.
has literally saved me, but God has too. My life is somehow becoming more beautiful and fulfilling despite all the terrible things going on. I've tried to live my life to the fullest in the last few weeks, even though all I want to do is hide away in my apartment. I do have my days. Tomorrow is another big court day, and I'd appreciate your prayers and thoughts for my family and myself. Words can't express the gratitude I feel for you all, and I feel your love.
Yeah, it's sad, but it's also kind of positive at the same time. Like,
yeah, but why is she connected to them? I don't see any positive here. I think that she was doing the positive thing by not being attached to them whatsoever. Yeah. I think it's an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an issue too. I mean, parents are just really, like, it's your parent.
Yeah.
And while she probably wanted the abuse to stop, wanted them to be held accountable, the prospect of your mother being locked away for the rest of her life may be too much for her. I don't know. Maybe she feels like it's overkill or something. Or she's just supporting her dad and not her mom. I don't know.
I mean,
it's still her
supporting
parents.
A monster.
At the end of the day, it's still her parents, and there's a lot of kids who would still, go visit their parents in jail, even if their parents did something.
I get it.
Super egregious like this.
It just makes me nervous for her. Is all I'm getting at, because everything that is going on with her mom is just disgusting. It's horrible, and I think that she needs to be convicted of those. I also think that her dad needs to be charged, unfortunately, and I do feel like she would be in a much healthier place not being a part of that situation. But
yeah,
I'm more curious what you guys think. That's the most important thing here. Let me know how you feel about it, and do you think that she should be helping her family out, or should she be 10,000 miles away? Let me know.
Yeah, I don't personally know. That's a hard one. And it kind of depends on, like, what's going on within the family. Mm-hmm. Because her siblings are the ones who really need the support, not her parents.
Yeah.
They're full-grown adults.
Yeah. But let us know.
Yep.